Aloha, Soul Fam. Welcome to our end of days. It's DAZ. I am overcoming an illness, so if I cough or something, just remember it is what it is. It's raw and unedited, authentic. That's what I'm doing right now for my video diaries, vlogs, whatever you want to call these, my talks. Um, as a quick side note, I've made a few videos. We'll see what I end up posting today. Some of it's rants, some of it's really just like 2 or 3 minutes of outtakes of me just hacking and coughing and then finding off subject because, man, my mind is still a little bit scattered. So I'm trying to condense things here. So hopefully this one works. Hopefully this video is going to work and I'm going to put it out there. Anyway, I wanted to talk about society in general. And so I'll try to condense this into a way which makes sense. Because as I've said before, I'm currently homeless. And so one of the places that's supposed to help me, it's a shelter, right? Um, it isn't. It, the help is it's not real help. I guess is the best way to say it. Which I know might sound strange to some people, but it's the truth. And I think that that's society. It's what we've come to in society right now, and that we need to start recognizing what's really going on here. And it's on both sides of the equation, right? Confirmation wave right there. Anyway, moving forward, I'll just give a quick synopsis of the real reasons. There's other stuff going on too, but it's a bed bug infestation, so parasites, right? And they're biting everybody who stays there. The staff, they don't have to worry about that. They don't. The staff doesn't sleep there, and they don't bring their stuff in there. And then there is like a kiosk room upstairs in the dorm room, but it's completely isolated from where the bed bugs were really at. So there's been some attempted cleaning out the bed bugs and everything, but they always keep coming back and super fast, even like the day after. And so why is that? Why is that? Well, last night, okay, actually, the night before last, I was cleaning my mat. I had a vinegar wipe, but I was wiping it down, and what ended up happening was there was a hole, and I'm like, okay, I'll get the hole too. Man, a bunch of bed bugs popped out, and then there was another hole, and I'm like, okay, I'll kind of do this one. Some more bed bugs crawled out, and then I saw like eggs, and then I realized the whole mat, the whole inside of the mat, not the outside, because the outside was clean, but the inside of the mat was an infestation. And so, right, just my mat, right? No, guys, it was every single mat. It was every single mat. I had that realization, and it was like the meme, right? And I realized, especially with my interactions with the staff there, and I'll do my best to put a good spin on it, I guess, because it could be nefarious, but I'm gonna liken it to something else. Excuse me. Oh man, right? Ron unedited, you guys. So here's the situation, right? Staff, they don't care. They're like, oh, you got bed bugs in there, okay, sleep on it. I don't care. You want another mat with bed bugs? Okay, that's nuts, you guys. It's nuts. So what we're looking at is staff. They don't care, especially I don't have to sleep on that mat, right? I don't care about that, and I'll get around to everything else too. And so the other people there, so defeated, so hopeless, guys. Like truly, where they're just like, oh man, yeah, there's bed bugs. I guess I'm just gonna sleep on it. Hope for the best, You know, what we're both looking at is not caring. All right, in that kind of a situation, and so I left, you guys. That was the final straw for me. I'd been through some other stuff there, but that was the final straw. And metaphorically, the power of that, it's infested with parasites. All right, And so the two things on the two sides of that, the staff and then the people staying there, right? What's the big thing? Not caring. But it's coming from two different angles. And this is why our society is in this position right now is we stopped caring. We stopped caring about ourselves. We stopped caring about each other. We like basically just stopped caring in general. And that's a dangerous path, you guys. That's a very, very dangerous path. Like that's all I can say is like in that kind of a world, things only get worse and worse and worse, not better. And they don't even have the option to get better until we start changing things. So we start changing our choices, our actions, our behaviors. So we choose differently. And for me, leaving that place was my choice. All right, it was my choice of I want things to be better because staff wasn't going to change anything, and they haven't, and they won't. They told me as much, and the people there, like they're not going to rise up. They're not going to walk out with me. Like I told you, they're defeated. They would rather sleep on the bed bugs and be bitten to crap than face the unknown. And that's kind of like if we're taking this. Let me reposition here. But if we're taking that as a metaphor for society, that's why it'd be easy to be angry at staff. It'd be super easy to be angry at staff because my hat dropped. It's too hot to wear the hat. Um, my right train of thought here. Just like politicians and everything, where it's easy to blame leadership and the people who are in charge, but who makes them in charge? All right, that's the biggest factor here. Like everything's on a collective basis. Excuse me. And so, in a lot of ways, I haven't been as mad at the leadership as I have been at the masses in general, because it's like basically, I don't know, like this is maybe out of left field here, not PG rated, but like a dominatrix situation where someone's being punished and everything and belittled and pushed down to a huge degree, and the person feels like they deserve it. Like that's essentially it. Like, which is super sad, super freaking sad. And I say it's not true. And oh gosh, maybe that goes down to what I've talked about in other videos too before, like generational curses, conditioning, other things. Excuse me, but that's coming back, right, relating everything together. That's what the parasites do, man. They drain you. All right, they drain your vitality, they drain your blood, and they keep you in a state where you just don't care. Like to me, in a lot of degrees, guys, this is why I got sick, is that I was staying there. I was getting bitten to crap every single night, man, and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from. But they're coming from the very things we're sleeping on, and we can't avoid that. All right. If you stay there, and then the leadership, they're not going to do anything. It's hilarious, you guys, and this is what the leadership in society does as well. You can complain to the leadership about certain things, all right. Oh, we need to change this or do that. This is where the problem is, and leadership's going to be like, "That's a great idea. We'll get back to you on that." And or they'll say, "Well, you know, with the time and everything, we got to spend it on this instead. So things are just going to kind of be the way that they are." And yeah, it's true. They're going to say that because they don't have to deal with it. All right, because people are enabling them by doing that. Because I guarantee you guys, all right, this shelter would shut down if everyone was like, you know what, these bed bugs, this infestation, no, you either change it and you change it soon, or we're out of here. We're not going to be in the shelter anymore. And guess what? A shelter with no tenants, with nobody in there, they don't get funding, they don't get anything. All right, they would be forced to change. All right. This is why ultimately leadership is a service position. And if you're not serving in the right way, um, you won't have people to serve. All right, that's essentially what it is. And bringing it back to what I was saying, this is why it's been hard for me, where it's just like and why how to address the situation has been difficult for me too, because why would people remain in a situation that's untenable, that's horrible, you know that, like, those parasites aren't going away, and the only way to get out, the only way to make sure that you're not going to be part of the parasite food is getting out of there, is leaving. And that's what people got to do to a large degree, and to so many different things. And I'm brainstorming, you know but I like to say a lot, God provides a way to, excuse me, whatever your version of God is, all right. um, or what name you want to, like, that's why I like to call it the one absolute. There it is. Like, I tend to side more with the people, as a side note, just like totally off side note, where we can't name God. We can give a personal name to God, but we got to realize that not everyone's going to use that name, and that's okay. Excuse me. So, right, getting back on the subject here, I'm brainstorming, but if it's a job, if it's an environment, if it's a church, if it's a relationship, if it's a shelter, whatever it is, leave it. All right, leave it and go for something else. All right, whatever it happens to be, whatever it happens to be. It doesn't have to be a huge change, But that's where things start, like reclaiming our power, and in the biggest way we can. And so, much like my situation, right? And so now I'm sleeping on the streets again because I'm not at the shelter. But guess what? I'm still getting bitten by bugs, but it's not nearly as bad. It's not nearly as bad. And so, taking that as a metaphor, right? 12:12 on the clock when I saw that. It is confirmation that we can step up, that we can do better. And so, even if we can't, societally leave society and then demand leadership to, start acting like real servants, which is what leaders are, um, we can do it in small ways at first, and that's how we get our power back. And so, incrementally, I guess, is the best way to say it. And so, like, for me, I'm going to be able to start getting healthier again, because even if I'm getting bitten by some bugs and parasites, still, it's less than there, because it was the mats that they were all infested with, and that the leadership wasn't going to do anything about. And so I'm in a situation where, I'll try to look for other areas where there's less bugs and everything. But just with everything that I've said here, what I'm really talking about is recognizing it. All right, and this is for people who are in a position of me. Like, the leadership, I don't think that they're going to change. They're not going to change until um, the masses change. I know that might sound crazy, but I really believe that. Like, if if we're using the metaphor for the shelter, the staff doesn't have to freaking worry about anything. As long as people are staying there, they're getting their funding, man, and they don't have to sleep there. They're not getting bitten by the parasites. So why would they change anything? Now, if everybody leaves, right, they're forced to change things. They either have to get new mats and make sure that the parasites are gone, or, right, they don't have anything to rule and or serve anymore. And so, just take it a step at a time, just like me. I'm gonna keep it short here, right? And so I'm ending this right now. But that's what I'm doing, right? And I'm not parasite free, at this point, but I'm making a step up, and it's better. As crazy as it is going into the unknown, it's better than staying there. So anyway, you guys, thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching me. I know it's raw. I'm still sick, recovering and everything. But thanks. All right. Um, Peace out. Love within. Catch you on the flip side.